I mean, I guess we could start out with the Lil Tay story since we're already talking about it. Lil Tay has spoken out. Lil Tay speaks out, telling TMZ that her Instagram was hacked. Tay tells TMZ, I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, but I'm completely heartbroken and struggling to even find the right words to say. It's been a very traumatizing 24 hours. All day yesterday, I was bombarded with endless heartbreaking and tearful phone calls from loved ones, all while trying to sort out this mess. She also says my Instagram account was compromised by a third party and used to spread jarring misinformation and rumors regarding me, to the point that even my name was wrong. My legal name is Tatian, not Claire Hope. Glad she's okay, but I'm curious. Several outlets got statements from someone about her death. What was that about? Yeah. That was like, it was incredibly irresponsible. And friend of the show, journalist Taylor Lorenz was shocking, 100% correct on it. It was crazy. I don't even know if her accounts were hacked or not. Maybe her accounts weren't hacked. Maybe it was someone on her team doing it. But like, regardless, your job in the media is supposed to not operate like fucking Daily Loud or Say Cheese Entertainment or The Shade Room. If you're in the media, your job is supposed to be, doing journalism. Like, get confirmation from law enforcement, people that normally, or, investigate the matter, go to the family. Deeply and undesirably awful that people are basically doing no jumper style commentary on everything. Do your fucking due diligence. It's so odd. 1000% her brother did it. He said their dad kidnapped her and stole her money too. Someone spread that she died in a fucking skiing accident. Someone who used to be their management. Someone that I think used to be her manager or something, but wasn't her manager any longer, was saying that she died in a car crash with her brother. You know, there was so many different false information out there. Claire Hope, the Canadian preteen rapper known as Lil Tay, has died. Her management confirmed in a statement to Variety. Like, you're Variety, man. What are you doing? Instagram account of Lil Tay, controversial teen rapper and social influencer, announced that she had died Wednesday, and the death was confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter by her former management. We are living in a very weird time period. Like, there was so many. Yeah, there were accounts on Instagram faking to be her brother and then would just plug their Spotify or their own socials. Like, it's like everything, anything and everything that can be utilized to upgrade your clout, they will do. It's great. Good stuff. No Jumper actually reported it could be fake, which is hilarious, but you had Variety reporting it. Yeah, I take it back. I take back what I said. Vancouver and Los Angeles police departments have denied. No, this was after. This was after they went, and it wasn't No Jumper that went to the Vancouver and Los Angeles police departments to see if they actually had died, for the record. Okay? This is like a couple hours later. I don't know what No Jumper's original reporting on the matter was, but this is not original reporting. No Jumper does not do original reporting. But regardless, it's just such a weird, it's such a weird story, especially because, like, it demonstrates a lot of things that are wrong with internet culture and how fast false information spreads at the speed of light in a way that is seemingly unstoppable, right? You got people immediately reporting this as though it's fact, and like legitimate outlets that are getting duped, while also simultaneously people are trying to like pump and dump their crypto stocks by being like, I'm Lil Tay's dead brother, please get on the shitcoin right now or follow my social media. Incredibly boomer take. You can say that all you want. I love this idea that I'm such a boomer, but like, if you are in your early 20s, okay, you had 3 of your most formative years of socialization taken away from you, and you were only allowed to socialize or have some semblance of social cohesion through hyper online circles that genuinely warped your brain and your consciousness in ways that we don't know what the outcomes will look like. You know what I mean? And it's even worse the younger you go. Think about the poor SoundCloud artist, okay, lol. Like, Do you think this level of like, I don't even care about anyone or anything, when I'm talking not about Lil Tay personally, but about media literacy, like this level of like weaponization of cynicism, do you think that comes from somewhere? Do you think that's normal? Do you think at the top of the hour there has to be a 3-minute ad break? So when you hear at the top of the hour, you immediately assume an ad break is coming? No. You're being conditioned, okay? But you should be conditioned to avoid said ad breaks at the top of the hour by subscribing for $5 or free with Twitch Prime. Or by getting gifted a sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. I just don't think that it's good. I don't have a larger take on this issue. I don't know what it will look like. I just personally think that it is perhaps not good that a lot of people that were supposed to socialize these years in these years and you know go through incredibly important formative years alongside other human beings were relegated to the internet for some level of social cohesion. What is this boomer ass? This generation is doomed shit? Just proof chat, right? I don't know if this generation is doomed. I'm just saying that, like, it's not great. I'm basically telling you that it's, I'm basically openly stating I don't know what the outcome will be. Didn't she pop up before the pandemic? Before the pandemic? Yeah, I'm not talking about her anyway. It's not like these stories happen all the time, right? Yes and no. People aren't listening to you. They're listening to the vibe of what you're saying. Yeah, I know. It's always vibes based. I know one of the most valuable thing you tell us is be normal. I mean, you're joking, but I do think that that is important. You know, when I scream at you to just be normal, I mean it. I was working at summer camp, and there's a massive difference between the behavior of 15-year-old kids before and after COVID. Yeah. So, I want to see the most unhinged. Want to see the most unhinged community note? What the fuck is this community note? Brown robbed a convenience store, attacked Officer Wilson, reached into his patrol vehicle and struggled over the police firearm and was discharged, then charged at the officer at gunpoint resisting arrest. Investigations, including Obama's DOJ, ruled race was not a factor. That's crazy. I mean, Elon Musk apparently also followed one of the most openly race realist accounts on the entire platform yesterday. Community notes are just written by Adolf Hitler. You know what I mean? Here, there you go. There's another byproduct. There you go. That monitoring bias guy. Yeah. It's odd. The more we become atomized, the more we are isolated, the more we rely on incredibly malleable forms of communication with one another in an effort to develop some kind of social cohesion. And those platforms like this one, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, are obviously very easy to completely dominate and change the outcome and change the culture on. That's a bit terrifying. People see this about TikTok and say this about TikTok because it's like Chinese owned. And they're like, look at how awful this is. Look at how terrifying TikTok is. But it's like, but they don't think about it from the perspective of X in the same way because they're like, well, Elon is on our side. He's our guy. Well, not really. He seems like a very incredibly right-wing psychopath. This is the mind-blowingly racist neo-Nazi account that Elon Musk just followed. Literally one of the most racist accounts on this entire website. If I could get across only one essential point to my followers, it would be this. The difference in the in-group distribution of cognitive ability between whites and blacks, let alone Asians and blacks, is breathtaking and explains the existence of most disparate racial outcomes. Question, where are the Mexicans, our largest immigrant group by far, in all of this? Answer, almost nowhere to be found. It's almost as if illegal mass immigration of barely literate non-English speakers from nations with low mean IQs isn't a good idea. 35% of black people in the U.S. have an IQ below 80, borderline intellectual disability, compared to less than 10% of whites and 4% of Asians. This fact explains so much about the disparities in America, but is untouchable in the discourse. I mean, this is just straight racism. This is race realism from like the early 1900s. You know what I mean? I keep saying this. The U.S. black mean IQ is 85. Inner cities is probably below. It's probably below 80. There's no path forward closing achievement gaps where such a huge cognitive disadvantage exists. Getting these kids up to 8th grade level is the best one can hope for. This is why the IQ conversation is one that needs to be carefully conducted, because a lot of people think that this is meaningful. A lot of people think that IQ is like IQ actually is measuring your level of intelligence. I mean, this guy is no different than a 1900s phrenologist, a eugenicist that was immediately owned, and even before the Hitler particle. You know what I mean? Like, this is all outdated science that people recognize in 2023, the year of our holy Lord, as like outdated for obvious reasons. The only way that they can mask this, like, they usually know this is bullshit as well, these guys that utilize IQ this way. Guess what? Guess what? That's why they will turn around and say, oh, it's because it's real and these guys are coping and you can't say it. It's a big secret you can't say. No, bitch, you can say it. It's just that, like, everybody understands that it doesn't measure what you think it measures. Okay? Especially when there are gigantic swings even in that measurement. Okay? Whether you get, whether you have enough food, whether you have trained enough, whether you can comprehend the words that are being utilized, like if your English is your second language. So, clearly, there are far too many components for it to be a consistent and coherent way to measure even intelligence, even though it doesn't even fucking measure intelligence to begin with. So Musk has gone fully around the bend now. This is KKK Nazi stuff. He's the second richest man in the world, and he owns what remains the most powerful social media site for news and politics. He's a massive government contractor. There needs to be congressional hearings. Adam ruins everything on IQ. I feel like we've already covered it. This one is not one of his strongest, in my opinion. I feel like I remember watching this, and he basically covers it in the most libbed up way possible, just saying it's racist without like actually addressing why it's not an objectively good measure. Veritasium's video is a little bit better. Obviously, friend of the show Adam does a great job. Do not mistake me for, you know, don't think that I'm like shitting on his show at all, but that video wasn't that good. If I want to be crystal clear, Musk is enthralled to some of the very worst racism that America has to offer. It is a scandal if one thin dime of government money or subsidy ends up in his pockets. He's a huge security contractor. That's not acceptable. Frankly, if I was black or Hispanic member of Congress, I'd be in a blind fury that a man with these views was anything but persona non grata with the U.S. government. Musk met with Chuck Schumer just a few months ago. It's like meeting David Duke. Yeah. I mean, it's true. Frankly, if I was black or Hispanic, also, folks, the wily race science Nazi himself has shown up in the mention. Stop arguing with him. He has 10 million random statistics to throw at you and a horde of trolls. He'll never agree and you can't win. He's not an expert. I think his only published work is on the Middle Eastern conflict or anything. This is his passion project. Collecting any number he can find, stripped of context, suggests that black people are intellectually inferior or inherently criminal. The trick here is that the racial gaps are well known, but explaining the cause of racial gaps is immensely complicated because the life paths of socially differentiated groups are so different. He waves away all of that and says the lesser races are just born stupid, obviously. Yep. This guy is very much a centrist. It's just true. Look at all the blue check marks. Is it racist or an inconvenient truth? The inconvenient truth is that you're a pathetic loser who paid $8 a month to get like a little bit of an algorithm boost that makes you feel better about yourself, especially because your life is a litany of fucking failures, and that's why you have to go back to like some kind of racial purity metric to make yourself feel good, because all of the future that was promised to you, whether it be the American dream or even making a little bit more than your fucking white parents, was very quickly stolen from you. So now you have to go back into your mythology and engage in myth making in an effort to feel that sense of entitlement and what was actually stolen from you, the promise that you would be the dominant white person, you would be the superior person. That's it. That's what it is. That's what a lot of this like race pervertry comes from. The notion that like either the understandable notion that either an incredible wrong has been committed on your people that you that has never been healed, racial wounds that have never been healed, so you look for like alternative history. That's how you arrive at like Black Israelite theory and whatnot. Or you're an entitled person that society was designed around, and you still did not succeed in the way that you thought you would. And as your material conditions are worsening, you look for, you desperately try to find a moment in history that you mythologize, even if it's not related to you in any way, shape, or form, to make it seem like, you know, you were a Viking god at some point, and you still maybe are. That's it. It's no different than shifting. Like, you know, we talk about Zoomers and shit, and we're like, oh, Zoomers are shifting to Hogwarts. Zoomers are going to, you know, fuck Draco Malfoy or whatever. And it's like, well, these guys are shifting into Viking mythology. You know what I mean? They think they're fucking Vikings. Like, brother, you are not a Norse warrior, okay? This is basically describing how fascism manifests and gets to those types of people. Yes, that is precisely what I'm saying. Because that is how fascism manifests. I know. I've written a lot on this. I have read a lot on this. I've talked a lot on this. Like, this is something that I've been talking about for years. And unfortunately, it's back. It's super back. I mean, it never really goes away, but it's like even more back than it was before, you know? Same for the dudes on Twitter that think they're Greek philosophers. No, exactly. That is precisely what it is, the same exact thing. It's the same thing that Nazis did, you know, esoteric runes and Nordic mythos that they added on to their you know, shared cultural perspective and history. These guys are appropriating Delulu from the girly pops. Yeah. The only thing they have in common with Greek philosophers is that they're both pedophiles. Well, that too. That is the wildest part about it. Is that they're not even using like a whitewashed version of that. They're just straight up like defending the pedophilia aspect as well. That's what I've seen from some of these like new extreme right-wing guys, which is very odd. Very, very, very odd. I don't know why you think that you should not be ashamed of that kind of mentality and you are like openly promoting it. It's like painting Joseph Smith as a treasure hunter as opposed to a guy who pillaged Indian burial grounds, a whitewashed version of the truth. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to take this back to our boy Johnny Harris, but I don't believe that Johnny Harris made a video that is like pro-Mormon. More news about Twitter becoming the preferred platform for Nazi pedophiles. Oh, this is awesome. I sent this to I sent this to Alexa this morning. So Twitter executives went and defended restoring an account that shared child sex abuse material. This is a Forbes.com article. There was a congressional hearing in Australia, in the Australian Parliament, late Wednesday, and executives at X, the company formerly known as Twitter, testified in front of the Parliament, and they defended the restoration of an X account after it shared child sexual abuse material in late July. The incident attracted widespread attention because the X owner Elon Musk personally intervened to reinstate the account after a violation that would normally result in a permanent ban from the social media platform. Nick Pickles. What? No. I need to. What am I doing? What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What is happening with the world? Nick Pickles? Nick Pickles. That's his name. Like from the Rugrats. Tommy Pickles' older brother, Nick Pickles. Really? Really? You got that guy as the head of global development affairs? Yeah, I'm Pickle Nick. Oh my God. Okay. Turn myself into a pickle. Okay. Oh. Nick Pickles. I'm going to skip that part. One of the challenges we see is, for example, people sharing this content out of outrage because they want to raise awareness of an issue and see something in the media. Pickles testified according to an audio live stream. Yeah, here it is. Okay, let's watch it. The Twitter exec seemed to suggest it was fine to share child sex abuse material out of outrage or to raise awareness. Needless to say, there's nothing in the Twitter terms of service that says it's fine to share child sex abuse material if you're doing it out of outrage.
We have a zero tolerance to the content, but we may, in the view of the account itself, feel that permanent suspension isn't the proportionate response. Accounts dedicated to distributing, accounts engaging in this, we want off Twitter, off X as fast as possible. But there are cases globally.
Oh, accounts dedicated to sharing child sex abuse we don't want. But if it's like a one-off and you got real fucking horny or real angrily horny, you know what I mean? Then it's like fine, I guess. I love that this guy is literally talking about the distribution of child pornography and he's about to hit that with a butt. Okay? Let's see what he has to say.
Off Twitter, off X as fast as possible. But there are cases globally where people do share this content out of outrage. And in those cases, we do look at whether removing the content is the appropriate response.
Well, I'm sorry, but if I'm outraged by some content, I'm not going to share that to make the point. But what I would do is, if I am a consumer of that type of material, you're now just saying, if I just share that in the pretense that I'm outraged, that's okay.
Well, it's actually a crime.
It's a crime.
This, by the way, quite literally goes against prior Twitter policy and prior policy that is widely shared online. This kind of content is unacceptable in any setting. Okay? In any setting, it's literally a crime. If you want to completely destroy safe harbor provisions, this is what you do. Okay? You will globally eviscerate any kind of safe harbor laws you had if you start picking and choosing what kind of child pornography posting is appropriate. Okay? Are you fucking insane? We have talked about this before. CP and sharing CP is not only profoundly illegal, but in an effort to combat it on websites oftentimes, okay, they will hit the highest version of security protections where, like, even if you share it in a DM, you're done. Your account is fucking banned. We know this only because, what was it? There was a story that was hit with that level of protection. Was it the Hunter Biden stuff? I forget what it was, but there was something that that either was like Hunter Biden's cock that got that level of protection or something else. It might have been the New York Post story about Hunter. You couldn't even send it in DMs. The idea that, like, Elon Musk saying that he came on this website, he bought the website to, like, eviscerate pedophiles, while simultaneously his head of global affairs is, like, defending some child pornography from being spread is insane to me.
And it should be suspended permanently. There is no excuse whether you're posting something through outrage, which to me just is not logical, that your account should not be permanently suspended. You can see why we don't have a lot of faith and trust in what you're telling us here today.
And sadly, this is something that we do see regularly. Again, to use an example from the terrorist space, it's not the exact same, but similarly, after the Christchurch attack, the majority of people sharing that video were actually sharing it to call outrage, to express sympathy. This is actually quite a significant problem when you look at the research from groups like the Internet Watch Foundation.
Yeah, that's why you fucking clap the main person who posted it. What are you talking about? Are you saying it's a larger problem? What the fuck? Bro, this guy should go to jail. Actually, what the fuck? Elon should go to jail. Fuck this guy.
Be suspended anyway. There is no excuse for resharing that sort of material, whether it's related to terrorism or whether it's child exploitation. If somebody's sharing that material, they're still sharing it. It doesn't matter why they're doing it. They should be suspended. That's the only way that you're going to enable people to have confidence of what's happening.
Bro, It's wild that Elon Musk's proposal on this was calmer than like Ethan making fun of him with a parody account. Ethan Klein made a fucking parody account of Elon Musk and got banned for like a month. This dude got personally restored by Elon after sharing child pornography. It was like a right-wing QAnon account. What the fuck? And also, wait. Am I crazy, or was this also the guy who had child predation in his background too, personally? Yet another QAnon guy, like a high-profile QAnon guy. Fuck, what was it? Yeah, what is it? The Dom Lucre or whatever? Isn't that the guy? Am I crazy? Am I making this up? Wasn't he? I might be mistaking him with another psychotic QAnon guy. A lot of no. It is Dom Lucre, but I don't know if he had a background, like if he got actually arrested. No, this is the account that he restored, the account that actually posted the CP. Yes. Apparently, the content was the same shit found on Josh Duggar's computer, by the way, like one of the most infamous cases of child pornography. I wonder how that account got a hold of some of the footage. Very interesting. That dude also got Twitter ad revenue. Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, he posted it on Twitter, and a bunch of his fucking followers reposted it. My man posted child pornography for Twitter ad revenue. Elon restored his account and deleted the CP and restored his account. Okay, that's what happened. This is a real thing that happened. I tweeted about it back when it happened. And now, from that fallout, there was an understandable, CSAM, child sexual abuse material is the technical term for it. That's what he had posted, which is highly illegal to have on your hard drives. It is highly and understandably illegal to distribute it, to show it to other people. But because he said, oh man, he posted about it angrily, that it was fine to restore his account. He got banned. Elon personally unbanned him and deleted the post. That's it. That's what he did. It's kind of weird that, like, this is not world-breaking news, by the way. That's what's wild to me about this situation, is that, like, a lot of people here didn't even know about it, even though I've covered it before. Obviously, I haven't. I mean, here, Jordan Peterson, and it's getting just impossible to find child porn. Yeah, guess what, dude? Don't worry, Jordan. It's not. It's not impossible. You should send this to Criticals who thinks Elon got rid of all the pedophiles. Did he make a video about that? That's crazy. It's insane.
On social media platforms and what's happening now on X.
You can say we don't have a lot of faith and trust in what you're saying here today, said the Senator Poley. Linda Yacario says, by all objective metrics, X is a much healthier and safer platform than it was a year ago.
A lot of hate, and there's a lot of vitriol and conspiracy theory.
It goes beyond the hate and vitriol. We're talking about child pornography at this point.
And those attract a lot of eyeballs too. And so if you're a brand and a business, why would you feel safe advertising?
I think that's an appropriate question. I think some of the headline comments or phrases need to be continually.
Oh, you're right. The guy that was outed for being a pedophile was Maj Toure 999. You're right.
Brought to light and debunked, and I'm glad you asked. But I want to be clear. For almost 11 years, my previous experience was at NBC Universal. And a large part of my remit was overseeing all the advertising revenue and partnerships for the company. And our number one social partner was Twitter. And Twitter was safe, and we felt comfortable always being there.
But not all brands. I mean, a lot of brands have left.
Okay, hang on. I'm going. I hear you. And I want to take that last 10 years and put it in perspective. Because by all objective metrics, X is a much healthier and safer platform than it was a year ago. Since acquisitions, we have built brand safety and content moderation tools that have never existed before at this company. And we've introduced a new policy to your specific point.
Let me tell you a little bit about that. Here it is. Chuds of TikTok says pedocon theory remains undefeated. Someone made a list of some of the big conservative accounts that did not pass the CSE test. Dom Lucre was suspended for posting child porn, but quickly reinstated by Elon. Let's take a look at some of the big replies from big Twitter accounts that claim to be all about saving the children and ending human trafficking. When posting child exploitation material, just use special filters. Elon responded, only people on our CSE team have seen those pictures. For now, we will delete those posts and reinstate the account. The redheaded libertarian, thank you. Dom should use special filters to protect the children moving forward. Protecting the children by posting child porn. Yeah, just put it under a special filter. This person says, will posting child porn affect his ability to make money? Will he lose his subs and ability to earn money on the platform? This person says, and wokeness, another account, thank you. Can we just get rid of account bans altogether? Just stop banning accounts. That will definitely be better for combating child porn, especially banning accounts in this context, banning accounts that post child porn. Thank you, Elon, says Gunther Eagleman, which sounds like an insane name. Dom Lucre is a legit gift. Tip, if trolled by a liberal fuck on here, Twitter, reply okay groomer, then block. Great stuff, man. It's awesome. Great stuff. That's what this fucking website has turned into. Here, the reason for the suspension should be shown along with the ability to appeal quickly and easily. Only people on our CSE team have seen those pictures. For now, we will delete the post and reinstate the account. Thank you. Can we just get rid of account bans altogether? Surely some accounts deserve to be banned. Posts can be taken down if they violate the TOS, but not accounts. I'm not shocked that this account is dying on the hill of posting child pornography should be okay. Yeah, that's end wokeness, by the way. Making tens of thousands of dollars directly out of Elon's pockets for all of the delicious white supremacist nonsense that they have posted. Madness, dude. Absolute fucking madness. Anyway, that's where we're at now. Defending people who post child pornography.
About hate speech called freedom of speech, not reach. So if you're going to post something that's illegal or against the law, you're going.
I just want to point something, by the way. I want to point out something here. Child pornography, for understandable reasons, thank God, is not protected under the First Amendment, okay? Just for the record, because we are talking in the context of sharing child sexual abuse material, okay?
Gone, zero tolerance. But more importantly, if you're going to post something that is lawful.
It's wild because, again, in a normal circumstance, that person's supposed to go to jail. Oh, here's another really cool moment. This happened yesterday. A formerly well-connected GOP donor convicted of giving teenage girls gifts, alcohol, money in exchange for sex has been sentenced to 21 years in prison on sex trafficking charges in Minnesota. Yet another one. GOP donor Anton Lazaro. It's wild to me that if your ranks are filled to the fucking brim with, thank you, M. Hud, for this photo. I saw you post this earlier. This is from his Facebook. If your ranks are filled to the brim with pedophiles, why the fuck are you constantly talking about how, oh no, the other side is doing pedophilia actually? Why are you even bringing awareness to pedophilia happening at all? It's probably making it worse for you overall. You know what I mean? I mean, make no mistake. I'm glad that they are constantly talking about pedophilia, especially because they end up going to fucking jail for pedophilia. These guys literally think if you're gay, you're a pedophile. Meanwhile, they are actually doing pedophilia while saying that. It blows my fucking mind. Nick Pickles watermarked the CP he posted for outrage. No, it wasn't Nick Pickle. Nick Pickle is just the executive. The guy was Dom Lucre that watermarked it. Here it is. The offending account is operated by a right-wing influencer who was previously insisted he was just sharing a news article, a claim that has been disputed by journalists on X who point out that the influencer watermarked the material he shared. The abuse material was reportedly one of the worst images ever created, showing a toddler being tortured, according to the Washington Post. He watermarked an image of a toddler being tortured, an image that has landed people in jail for having it in their hard drives, okay? Why the fuck is this guy unbanned? Why is he not in jail? He watermarked illegal child pornography or child torture. Why is he not in jail? I do not understand. What are the people doing? Having this material on your computer means you're going to jail. That's what happened to Josh Duggar. That's what happened to him. That's why he went to jail. That exact material being in his hard drives is why he went to jail. The person who made the images in jail, the person who has had it in the past in their hard drives have gone to jail. It's the most understandable thing to throw someone in jail for. This is one of those circumstances, okay, where the person is supposed to go to jail. Like you're not supposed to just delete the fucking thing and then reinstate the account. You're supposed to inform law enforcement, okay? You are supposed to go, hello, ring, ring, FBI, this guy right here. But unironically, even the people in jail think you should be in jail for it. Yeah, it's like this type of shit is what you get killed for in jail. Like other criminals are like, nah, that's a bridge too far, man. You're going to get fucking killed you're going to get stabbed to death by a toothbrush. I'm going to tweet about this again. Right-wing QAnon dude. Fun reminder that Elon personally reinstated the account of a right-wing QAnon dude who posted his own watermarked version of a video, DP video, that rightfully put Josh Duggar in prison for having... I think it was a still from the video, not that it matters, but they will split the hair debate, Lord you. I mean, I didn't... Look at how many people are falling for Ken's tweet. I don't want to even... That's another case of, like, online mania. Here. This is also about the person, Fabi Martha, who helped fund Sound of Freedom. No, that's another... That is another case.
But evil.
Dennis Prager, who now has videos being shown to kids in Florida thanks to DeSantis, has said a million nutty things over the years. This is him recently saying that masturbating to anime child porn is fine. Wait, what? Yeah, I know friend of the show, Ken Klippenstein, has the UFO community up his ass. Not only that, but also there are even people in here that have been like long-term supporters that are up his ass who literally believe that like Ken is an asset. He's working for the FBI. He's working to besmirch the reputation of a brave whistleblower, all this shit. All right, let's watch this.
Would you use the word evil of animated child pornography? Because
no,
I certainly would.
No, I would use evil only with behavior. That's where we might differ, forgetting the sex issue. You can't be evil. You didn't do evil if you thought evil. You did evil
if I'm
if you
masturbating
committed.
to animated pictures of pornography, I'm not doing something evil.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's despicable. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, he's a lolicon defender. Dennis, next step is to be mad at you full-time on Twitter. Bro, this is literally like 98% of the people who shit on me on the timeline. They have this exact take. Actual fucking lolly? What the fuck? Yo, this man is defended. Like, he said a lot of weird shit about incest and whatnot, but please watch more of the context.
Phrase, translating from the Hebrew.
I hate debates. Dennis Prager's position is that masturbation is not evil. His interlocutor believes masturbation to be a great evil. People are extreme in hypotheticals, and this makes Dennis defend masturbating to lolly as not evil. Oh my God.
Hebrew, so it'll be a bit. There's a very interesting Hebrew phrase, translating from the Hebrew, so it'll be a bit awkward. In the place that a penitent stands, the most righteous person doesn't stand. And I extrapolate from that if you have bad thoughts and don't act on them, you're on a higher moral plane than the guy who never has a bad thought. I don't get any credit for not molesting children. I'm as interested in children sexually as I am in bananas or peach trees. Okay, so I get no credit for not molesting a child. But the sick dude who does want to and doesn't, he gets a lot of credit.
So, speaking of pedophilia, Suppose a man says, I view animated child porn. So there's no real victim in that sense of child pornography, which we both agree is horrendous. And by viewing animated child porn, it prevents me from acting out sexually on a child. Now, I deny that. I think that pornography inflames us to then want to act those fantasies out, and I think there's good studies that back that up. But surely you wouldn't say to the man who views animated child pornography, that's not bad so long as you don't act it out. Wouldn't you want to help this poor sick dude?
Yes, I would, but I'm thrilled that he's not acting it out. I mean,
Agreed.
Okay,
of course.
Well, that's big.
Yeah.
We're both.
You know what's fucking nuts about this? I need to explain something. No, I know. I'm listening. I was listening to everything. Okay? You know what's absolutely insane about this? First of all, everything is absolutely insane about this. Okay? Every part of this is crazy. But what is actually fucking nuts is that Dennis Prager is weirdly empathetic to people who have sexual interests in children. And it's, if you're like a super fucking woke person who's like at the cutting edge of empathy, who's like if you're like a social worker who's like trying to figure out ways of how to deal with someone who's not a sex predator, but like instead, whatever the fuck, that's sure. That's a conversation that you're having as a medical professional. Dennis Prager, on the other hand, is the least empathetic fuckbag on the planet. So why the hell does he show more empathy to pedophiles than he does to like black people in general? That is remarkable. That is shocking. There needs to be a little bit more here because you have to look at everything that Dennis Prager has said and done, okay? And it's odd. This man writing lesson plans for elementary kids in Florida talking about grooming. It is odd. I mean, this is the battle of mid, by the way. Obviously, I'm not in favor of either side of this conversation. They're fucking both freaks. But it is strange that he has taken this like empathetic, unambiguously empathetic position towards people who have thoughts of pedophilia, an unambiguous empathy that he does not give to anyone.
Deny that. I think that pornography inflames us to then want to act those fantasies out, and I think there's good studies that back that up. But surely you wouldn't say to the man who views animated child pornography, that's not bad so long as you don't act it out. Wouldn't you want to help this poor sick dude?
Yes, I would, but I'm thrilled that he's not acting it out. I mean,
agreed.
Okay.
Are they smoking cigars while talking about jerking off to lolly child porn? Really? Like animated child porn? Just a couple of fucking guys. Just a couple of lads, right? Just a couple of fucking lads. Burning trees, smoking a fucking pipe. Talking about what to do about lolly. Just enjoying a bit of lolly, mate. Fucking hell.
Of course.
Well, that's big.
Yeah.
We're both thrilled that he might have a poor substitute.
Just locker room talk, yeah.
But it is a substitute, if that were the case. No child is being used. Yeah. It's all animated.
Yeah.
And he...
would you use the word evil of animated child pornography? Because I certainly would.
No, I would use evil only with behavior. That's where we might differ.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta say something here. Hasn't fucking, isn't this, 10 times worse? And this is not even a defense of Vosh's statements on this matter, but, isn't this 10 times worse than, anything even Vosh or Destiny has ever fucking debated? Why do right-wingers unironically fucking lose their shit at those guys constantly talk about this, which I think is gross. And, you don't have to, legitimately defend everything from this moral foundation, okay? But, this is unironically as clear as it fucking gets. So much so that especially when you pair this up with who this motherfucker has empathy for and what this motherfucker has shown empathy towards, this makes it so much worse.
Forgetting the sex issue. You can't be evil. You didn't do evil if you thought evil. You did
if
evil
I'm
if you
masturbating
committed.
to animated pictures of pornography, I'm not doing something evil.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's despicable. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Who is...
He's shocked. He's fucking shocked. He's like, really? But, have you seen? Well, Dennis Prager is one step removed from being like, but what about 1,000-year-old dragon? What about a 1,000-year-old dragon that kind of looks like a 6-year-old girl? Like, that's insane, dude. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Being hurt, you have to have a victim.
Oh, I'll tell you, there's at least two people being hurt. There's the person who's poisoning himself by encouraging him to think acting out on children, and there's also the animator.
Okay, wait a minute. We both are aching for him not to have those fantasies. I agree with you, but
you won't call it evil.
I won't call a fantasy evil. There's too much real evil on Earth for me to start being preoccupied with people's thinking.
It's not just thinking; it's him masturbating to images of children.
Okay, so that the real
dog. That's crazy. Dennis Prager thinks like sharing is caring is evil, okay? He thinks not raping your wife is evil. He's written not one but 2 articles on spousal rape and why it's normal, okay? Called When Your Wife Isn't in the Mood, Part 1, and When Your Wife Isn't in the Mood, Part 2. This guy, how much lolly is he consuming, actually? Love that this guy's videos are now going to be shown in Florida schools, okay?
real question about the whole pornography issue is not pornography, it's masturbation. There was a Catholic tradition.
I disagree. I think it's both. I think both masturbation is evil, but I think pornography is
okay. So I don't think masturbation is evil. Okay, that's. By the way, I admit that within Orthodox Judaism, there was when I was a counselor at Orthodox Jewish camp, the kids were told by some of their rabbis that masturbation is like murder. So, obviously, self-defense is killing, not murder. So murder is always wrong. Child molestation is always wrong. Is masturbation?
Oh, thank God. He's okay. He has no moral quandaries there. Thank God. I was wondering, like, he's going to be like watching the top of the hour ad break is morally unjustifiable. Unlike watching Lolly, I thought that he was going to come in hot. But fear not, guys. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. You don't have to see it. Okay? You don't have to see it. I just remembered he also has defended saying the N-word. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime or by getting gifted sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Thank you, Kyle Marks, for the 5 gifted subs.
Always wrong. What about a man whose wife, and I had this example. Now, you may say, well, if you take an extreme example, it's not fair. But if you say always, I have to take a real-life example of a man I knew who adored his wife. I knew them when they were both well. She got Alzheimer's at a very early age, in her 50s, and he dressed her and bathed her and cleaned her up for a decade. And if this man, with a wife who no longer recognized him, masturbated to get rid of his sexual tension and stayed to take care of his wife, you would say that was evil?
I would, because I think that evil is the way things shouldn't be. And I think the sexual act exists for union, and to masturbate is to thwart the end of that.
What? They're having a freak off? And Dennis is the one looking good? What the hell? Oh, hell no. This is why I don't debate. And I hate when motherfuckers say I'm a debate lord, bro. This is it, because, this is where you have to get to eventually. Bro, they're having a freak off, dude. It's like me and Austin having a fuck off. These guys are having a freak off, okay? He said a man with his, Alzheimer's wife is a fucking evil person for jerking off? God damn. Yeah, this is clipped out of context because they both just look really bad. Exactly. When in context, it still looks really bad. Bro, heated debate on pornography with Dennis Prager with 470,000 views. On the one hand, my man is defending jerking off the lolly. On the other hand, the other guy's like, if you jerk off once, you're evil. It's so weird. Yeah, the other guy doesn't want jerking off altogether. He's saying, it doesn't matter. It's not lolly that he has an issue with. It's just jerking off altogether. I never thought. Well, I mean, I guess Dennis Prager is so horny that he would be in defense of jerking off. Guys, this man has had 11 wives, okay? Or 7, I think. I don't remember. But, he's definitely the horniest motherfucker on the planet.
Natural act. I also think that what we haven't taken into account yet is an industry that brutalizes women, that's often involved in trafficking women.
Oh, that's why I said I'm against all of that. I'm on your side on that.
Yeah.
Yes, I was talking about pictures, still pictures of models.
Yes,
okay,
but I'm still saying that this brutalizes women. I think it's like what woman would you like him to look at? Like your wife, your daughter, my daughter? Would you be comfortable with someone you know and love being looked at like that? I wouldn't.
No, but you're using your
consent, idiot, consent. Pornographic adult actresses consent to filming that kind of image so that people can jerk off to it. It's so far beyond his realm of comprehension. It's not even in his fucking vocabulary that he is quite literally. He is so unfamiliar with consent that he can't fucking say it to win a goddamn argument. He knows all about lolly porn and will defend it, but when it comes down to consent, he's like, he's just like, how are you stunned by this? That is insane, brother. The easiest counter to that is quite literally to just be like, what are you talking about? My wife didn't consent to that. My daughter didn't consent to that. Your daughter didn't do that. But an adult actress did. That's the difference.
You're bringing the emotional.
I would say you're doing that. I think you're.
Look, he's so stupid. He's like, oh, you're making an emotional argument. No, dumbass, just say consent.
Doing that when you use these stories. So I would not deny that this is a virtuous man in many respects, laudable, who I could learn a great deal from.
Right, but no, you use the word evil. That's right. Okay, you define evil in a way I don't.
The way things shouldn't be, I would say. I would refer to natural evil. So if a man is born blind, this is a natural evil. If a stone is blind, this is not a natural evil. But I would also refer to moral evil as this is the way things shouldn't be. So we disagree on that.
Okay, yes, so...
Wait, what? Okay, I'm back in. No, this guy is awesome. He just came up with a new way to be ableist. I think that's kind of cool. Like, the ingenuity there, you have to respect. Like, you gotta respect, like, the creativity a little bit at a certain point. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm so brain broken, but I love when I find, like, a new level of mania that I did not even know existed in the space. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, brand new sentence in history of humanity just dropped type shit, where he quite literally said, blind is a naturally occurring evil. Like, what the fuck? Made only funnier by the reality that he's wearing glasses, dude. Like, okay, you're like 3 steps removed from that, jackass. Fuck you mean? What are you doing? What kind of... Yeah, are you half evil? Oh my God. This is awesome. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, I gotta run that back.
No, you use the word... You're bringing the emotional.
I would say you're doing that. I think you're doing that when you use these stories. So I would not deny that this is a virtuous man in many respects, laudable, who I could learn a great deal from.
Right, but no, you use the word evil. That's right. Okay, you define evil in a way I don't.
The way
it means an evil caused by natural forces. Take a theology class. First of all, I have. But, like, that is an absolutely insane way to get any point across.
Things shouldn't be, I would say. I would refer to natural evil. So if a man is born blind, this is a natural evil. If a stone is blind.
Like, that's insane. Even that concept is insane, okay? No, theology is not nonsense. It's important to fucking learn about what these people are thinking. But at this point, my man tapped into, like, antiquated... My man tapped into, like, the most antiquated way to cover this issue. He's saying that blind people have had an evil done to them. Blind, not to sound too much like a disability activist here, but blindness in and of itself is not, like, analyzing blindness in and of itself from that lens is unironically what disability activists get upset about for understandable reasons. Okay? It's like you're automatically making it seem like this motherfucker got blind or was born blind due to a punishment that is usually deserved for some reason or another.
This is not a natural evil, but I would also refer to moral evil as this is the way things shouldn't be. So we disagree on that.
Okay, yes. So I'm trying to think of, okay, it shouldn't be that kids spend as much time as they do on social media. Do we both agree with that they spend too much time?
Yes.
Would you call it evil if they did spend too much time?
Probably yes.
Okay,
and then
I wouldn't. I would say it was wrong, but I wouldn't say it was evil.
Yeah. So I've shared.
Bro, this guy's like, stop your fucking toe. Evil. Devil did it. He's like, anything and everything. Okay, I like it. I like this because...
It's a very interesting Hebrew phrase.
I like it because he just says, like, everything bad that has ever happened, no matter how minute, no matter how small, evil. Fucking evil, mate. Evil! Yeah. Coffee. I got coffee. It's not hot. Fucking evil. It's the devil. Satan did it. Bite your own tongue. Evil. Evil. Landlord TikTok is back.
Have I ever evicted a single mother out of one of my properties? Oh yes, on multiple occasions. Guys, there's nobody protected in my portfolio. The elderly, the disabled, the...
Free Section 8 webinar Wednesday. Oh my God, he's such an awful person. He's like, on today's webinar, I'm going to teach you how to fucking yeet a 75-year-old cancer patient for missing a payment by 10 days. That's what I'm teaching on my webinar, boys. Let's go.
Single moms. And this is why I'm buying in secondary and tertiary markets. These are small places. If I start giving passes to single mom with 3 kids, guess what? They start telling their neighbors, oh yeah, Tom doesn't enforce his own policies. Oh yeah, you can pay Tom's rent late. And before you know it, the entire community that you're renting Section 8 in doesn't respect you as a landlord or as an investor, and you're never going to get your rent on time from any of these people. Case in point, about 3 months ago, I get a call from my property manager. Ring! Hey, Mr. Tom, I got a tenant here, Miss Carla. Miss Carla, if you're watching this, sorry, I'm not sorry. She hasn't paid her rent in 2 months. We've given her multiple warnings. What do you want to do? So I went back, looked at her records, and sure enough, we've offered to buy her cash her keys to be able to get her out of the property in exchange for money and her security deposit back. She stopped responding. We send her an eviction notice. 3 weeks later, $200 in legal fees, and she's out on her ass with an eviction on her record.
Already no one respects you, though, so what's the big deal? To be fair, I don't know. There's probably a lot of people on TikTok that do respect him. Like fucking freak losers who themselves are renters, but they don't realize that there's a guy pretty much like that, devoid of empathy, that holds the keys to his life in their hands. Now that's evil. That's evil, baby. Bragging about evicting a single mom, evil.
That's called competition. That works.
The left likes to talk a lot about landlords, but how often do we talk to them? We're here at the National Landlord Investment Show in central London to talk to a very misunderstood group of well-meaning asset owners about how they feel for a change.
Oh, God.
The market has been skewed away from landlords, and it's very tricky for landlords now to provide a proper service without many of them losing money on the...
Where's the guy? Did we already ban the guy? Shit. Someone in the chat was saying, it's not evil, it's called pay your bills. Brother, one day, either you, a loved one, whether it be your child, if you ever actually fucking have one, or were fortunate enough to have one, okay, is going to go through a similar structure, a similar circumstance, okay? That's not evil. That's called pay your fucking bills. For one reason or another, whether it's a medical emergency, whether you were fired for some reason, maybe you were sexually assaulted at your place of work and you brought it up to HR, so they quickly fired you. You know, there is no real protection if you're a laborer, if you're a working class individual and a renter at the same time. One day that will happen to you. It will. It will happen to you. That's all I'm going to say. You don't know the life I've lived. I stand by my statement and opinion. Yeah. Okay. Keep licking that boot. One day maybe you'll become a landlord who's also a piece of shit. You know what I mean? No, you don't understand, Hassan. I am Hassan, I'm not a renter. I'm a temporarily embarrassed landlord. You don't get it. Passive income, baby. I watched all the TikToks. If there was any kind of justice, your assets, if you are a landlord, would not fucking be as protected. You've been to the Land Chads Reddit? No, I have not. And I will not.
Deals at the moment because of interest rate rises.
Definitely in the last 3-4 years, you've seen your profit margins slash to the point where it's not a short-term gain, 100% not. You know, you're in it for the long run, and I think with all these landlords getting out of it, there's just not enough in it for us to do it.
And are you making a good return at the moment?
Not at the moment, no. I have been, but until the recent mortgage rate rises, it was good. I'd describe it as okay, but not good anymore.
How are things in the market for you at the moment?
Very good. Yeah, the rentals are fantastic.
Yeah, because rents are going up and up, I've heard.
Exactly, yeah.
How have your tenants reacted to the increase in the rent?
Not too good. Not too good. No.
What was their reaction?
Well, they might not be able to afford the rent, so...
if it does, push comes to shove, would you be willing to wave goodbye?
I think so, yes. I mean, they can be replaced very easily because there just aren't enough properties to go around at the moment. So people are sort of, they're totally going crazy. Oh, I've got to get a property to live in. So.
Do you think they might be going crazy because the cost of living is spiralling?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very, very high. But it's the agent that puts the rent up, not myself. So I think it's done automatically after a year.
Have you had to increase your rents at the moment? I know rates are going up, etc.
I've not had to, but the management agent I use are basically coming to me and saying, we can get X amount more this year.
You didn't personally feel like you needed to, but...
That's it, baby. That's it. They don't even have to do the personal villain shit. It's just capital. You know what I mean? You just delegate that off to someone else who takes a little bit off the top. You delegate the responsibility to that person too. You just don't feel as bad about it. Obviously, you still have final decision-making power, but it's just business. It's not personal.
There was an opportunity to, so you sort of took it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm quite fortunate. I sold my business 6 years ago, so I've got very little in the way of finance loans. It's all personal money, so I'm quite fortunate in that I haven't got mortgages on the property, so didn't have to increase the rent, but just following the market trends, really.
I mean, it's a cost of living crisis at the moment. Rates are spiralling. Do you think that renters or landlords have a tougher time of it at the moment?
I think... renters, certainly, yeah.
Have you ever considered giving your renters a reduction because of the kind of cost of living crisis?
I should say yes. No. Now I've stopped work and I've effectively semi-retired from my main job, so I do need that income. So short answer is no.
Would you say that being a landlord is a relatively easy way to make money?
No, I wouldn't.
I wonder what he would say on TikTok, though. You know what I mean? What would he say on TikTok? Passive income is the easiest way to make money. They always say that shit, but when faced with it, they're like, oh, well, we're doing a real tough job. Bitch, that's not how you were promoting it on TikTok. Get a job.
I think that the more skilled you are, the easier it becomes, but there are obviously challenges that come with anything in business. But I think there's a lot of provisions you can put in place to be able to better your chances of success. Certainly being an ethical landlord with a tenant mentality always helps.
What does it mean to be an ethical landlord?
Everything. That's what Rockstar Property is about. It's becoming that landlord that I wish I always had.
Have your rents increased? I presume your rents have increased in the past few months, years, due to rising rates?
No. So everything that Rockstar does is on the long term. The fixed rates that we have in place are 5 years minimum. The tenancy contracts are 3 years. We rent to companies usually. So we're not on a daily basis increasing rent, but we just have a good contract in place with every tenant that we have that increases the rent by about 5% per year.
I suppose the situation we have now is that, as you know, wages are being held flat by bosses who...
Wait, what? Wait, no shot. Did he just say is ethical because he raises, I guess it's commercial, so it's different. It's kind of wild. Wait. Okay. On the one hand, he's talking about, I think he's talking about commercial real estate, which is like companies. So, you know, it's, in my opinion at least, like automatically a little bit more ethical than regular real estate that people have to live. Like you need a residence to survive. You need shelter. But even then, it's like he still is like, oh yeah, don't worry, we're not raising the rent. We have a contract. We have a contract for 3 years. Well, okay, but he's still raising it. He's still raising it by 5% in the contract. But what's wild to me about this entire situation is that you're saying it's fucking 5% is insane. Dude, depending on what market you're talking about, 5% increase stable over like a 3-year period is quite literally better than, he said 5% every year. Okay, that's 15% at the end of 3 years, right? There are people in here, I'm willing to bet, that have had to increase their what is happening? Oh, it's compounding. Sorry, you're right. What's going on in the chat right now? A lot of weirdos in here. Something else happened? Did something go viral, like a Twitter thread or something, being like, Hassan sucks? We don't know where they're coming from. Usually we can figure it out. Anyway. Even if he had, it compounds, bro. Poli-sci major. Okay, shut the fuck up. Even when it compounds, it ultimately means that his deal that he's offering to commercial real estate, if he's doing commercial real estate, is better than, is literally fucking better than what your landlords do usually. You know?
Worried about a wage price spiral, as it were. But food bills are going up, energy bills are skyrocketing, and rents are going up. So, like, what do we do about that? Landlords are increasing their rents, even despite the fact that their renters' incomes are not increasing.
I think it's a fair point to make, but I would equally say on the flip side that not all landlords are doing the same. I can only speak for myself. We are not exponentially increasing rent to counterbalance increase of interest rates, for example, because we've got a number of refinances coming up next year, but we don't really have any this year because we've just locked in, we've got over 60 of these HMOs now. But I think that, again, the smaller time landlords would probably have to penny pinch on every sort of angle they can, whereas with myself, it's more of what is the right thing for the tenant, because the portfolio can afford to reduce a rent by 5%, for example. And I'm personally all about tenant welfare, and I favour the tenant despite being a long-time landlord. So it is very important for me to make sure that the tenant is in the best position, because I feel like increasing rent and putting the tenant in a bad position is only going to get you just not far down the line. Like I said at the beginning, everything we have done is on the long term, and if there's no longevity in having a tenant that cannot afford to pay their rent.
You're a property investor. Tell me a bit about that.
We are working closely with landlords to help them get better return of investment for their properties.
How much might you be able to increase a landlord's rent, for example? Like, what kinds of rent increases are you able to gain through sourcing higher value tenants?
From experience, possibly between 10 and 20% higher than what they get now.
Wow. Okay. And so does that ever involve needing to ask tenants to leave who can't pay the kinds of rents that you're asking?
That's another beautiful thing, actually, that we present to landlords, because they deal directly with us. They don't need to deal with any tenants whatsoever, and this is a big thing for tenants.
So you do the dirty work?
That's correct. We deal with tenants, we deal with cleaning, with small maintenance. Basically, they just sit down, relax.
That's capitalism, baby. You said Rent seeking on top of rent seeking on top of rent seeking. Unlimited growth is awesome. That's what capitalism is the most innovative at. Creating new middlemen. Yeah. Okay, chat, we know where the fucking dumbass haters are coming from. You don't have to publish it in the chat, okay? Figured it out. Please. Like,
have their holidays and whatever time with families, do whatever they want, and we pay guaranteed rent at a certain time.
So you ensure that really being a landlord isn't a job, doesn't need to be work, it can just be a holiday.
are there any scenarios where you support evictions? Just wondering. Yeah, there are. Like if the person is like, if you're living in your own house or something and you're renting out another room and that person is doing something illegal, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, there will be situations, okay? But ultimately, my perspective on the matter across the board still relies on or still revolves around the entire concept in and of itself being born out of gatekeeping or paywalling, if you want to understand it with gaming terms, paywalling shelter, which is a necessity for survival. Maybe in a fucking universe, I mean, I do think that there will never be an end to exploitation without like full-blown expropriation, like having private assets of this sort, having capital of this sort is, in my opinion, still unethical. There could be additional, in the interim period, there could be additional types of units or whatever the fuck you are trying to rent out if you want, on top of like having adequate housing. But we do not live in that kind of structure. Even when you personally think about a place like Vienna, 65% of the housing in Vienna is public housing. It's socialized. But there's still some private housing that's available. In the interim period, moving towards that as an ultimate goal is, it's awesome. I am perfectly on board with that. You get it?
I think a property investor like me is a perfect solution for landlords.
Are you a landlord yourself?
Yes, I am.
How many properties are in your portfolio?
A few of them.
A few of them. And do you consider yourself a successful landlord?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you consider yourself to make a good return at the moment? I know things are hard for landlords.
It's hard for landlords right now.
Have you had to increase your rents recently?
We had to, otherwise no point to have the properties.
What percentage did you have to increase your rents?
4-ish, 5.
And how did your tenants react?
They haven't got any choice, unfortunately.
Did they, ask for a rent reduction, or did they, ask you not to do it?
No chance.
No, okay.
Feel for the guy, man.
I'm a bit damp, but I'm here because this building is full of landlords. This is the organised landlord class inside this building, finding out how they can pay less tax, finding out how they can maximise their profit from renters. And I'm here because I'm thinking, well, I'm already paying the majority of my income on rent. I'm waiting to hear from my landlord about a new contract. God knows how much the rent is going to go up by. That might mean I've got to leave the area. That might mean I've got to move out to God knows where. And we're all pissed off. We're not going to have it anymore. The rents are going up and up and up. There's nothing to stop landlords from doing that, so we need action by the government. We need to get protections in to stop rents being put up the way they are now.
Have you yourself been affected by the housing crisis, coinciding with the cost of living crisis?
Yeah, I was evicted last year because the landlord put up the rent by £400.
£400 a month?
£400 a month, and I can't afford that. I don't know anyone who can afford that, and that's horrible. That's just a common story that we're hearing every day.
How much of your income would it have been to pay that £400 a month increase? Like, would it have been like half your income, like, you know, a ridiculous proportion of your income?
Well, it's already half, so it would have been like maybe 60-70% of my income going on my rent, just for my rent, working half my week just to pay my landlords.
I'm a landlord. I do I was here today because we do a Sky TV show called Property Elevator, which is a bit like Dragon's Den. And I'm one of the angels on the show, and people come and pitch to us their property projects for funding. My name is Ranjan Bhattacharya. I've been investing and developing properties for the last 30 years. I specialize in taking defunct commercial buildings and converting them to alternative.
My controversial opinion is that the only type of, like, this isn't even like what I believe should happen at the end. What I believe is that housing in its entirety should not be a commodity. I do legitimately believe that. I think that all manner of housing should be personal and not private property. But obviously that is not going to happen anytime soon. Having said that, however, a lot of people are always like, oh, what's the most ethical way to do this? What's the most ethical way to do this? If I had any say in the matter in the interim period, what I would do would obviously move towards decommodifying housing. Okay? Now, do not prepare for an ad, even though there is a middle of the hour ad break, which I'm going to run right now, so suck my dick. No. Decommodifying housing. And if you want to understand what like the ethical way to do landlording in a situation like that, one thing I would do in the short term would make it so that it is illegal for you to charge rent that is more than the mortgage itself. As a landlord, it would be illegal for you to charge rent for more than what the mortgage is, and that what you would be doing in that situation is basically having someone else pay for your mortgage, and that is a fair trade for at least putting the upfront capital that is necessary to even purchase a property. Yeah, not just mortgage, though. Mortgage plus interest and taxes and repairs. Exactly. With potentially at the end of your mortgage contract, you have the opportunity to buy the property outright by giving your landlord the upfront capital and plus like a fee for the purchase. That way, it's still somewhat of an investment for you, but you have the option to rent to own. Because you are quite literally paying the fucking mortgage of the property. At that point, if you still want to, at that point, if you still like are, well, the value of this the value of this property has gone up, you know. But wouldn't that just be volunteering for someone to stay at your house? At that point, genuine question. Like, most people wouldn't do that, though, and then there's no way to sleep. Yeah, that's what it means to decommodify housing. Yeah. Arrest every landlord, unironically imprison all landlords. Your lib is showing. Yeah. That's why I said interim, but you conveniently mistook that as something different. You'd price individuals out and only large companies would take on that burden? Oh, no, dude. That's crazy. I mean, I don't think anyone should have that burden. I don't think that burden should exist. I think the government should have that burden. So let me make that very clear for you. I don't think it's a mom and pop landlord situation at all. I think that the government should deal with housing. In every other country where there is a tremendously high percentage of personal home ownership, in America it's like what, 40 to 50%, something like that. When you look at like fucking Lithuania or any other USSR bloc, former USSR bloc, Eastern European country, you got all the way up to like 80%, 90% home ownership, personal home ownership. You think that happened as an accident? How did that happen? How did that happen? Why is personal home ownership in Romania 96%? The goal should absolutely be to decommodify housing in its entirety. Thank you. Abi olsun.
Uses. There's a lot of misrepresentation of landlords. If I'm taking a building that's derelict, which was formerly a commercial property, and I've converted it for residential use, I'm introducing new housing supply. And I'm building a block of apartments, or converting this building into a block of apartments optimized for what people want when they're renting.
A luxury housing block that you might make, that you might kind of refurbish, let's say, might only be affordable to people on six-figure salaries. You know, the kinds of people that can afford to live in London these days are not ordinary people.
Yes, but we are the private sector. So we choose as a company to specialise in whatever area of the market that we want to focus on. What Britain needs for growth is a flexible labour force, a flexible labour market that can move around where the work is. And without a strong private sector, a private rental sector, you do not have a flexible workforce. Without a flexible workforce, you do not have a strong economy. Without a strong economy, you don't have the tax revenue to feed into society's safety net for people who need a little bit of support.
That's awesome. Yeah. How about you be flexible? I mean, you seeming real rigid right now, you know? It's like, yeah, why don't the British working class just move from town to town like a bunch of migrating serfs, moving and permanently renting, of course, with zero stability whatsoever. And that way I can also charge you rent in every other part of the country, because there's no fucking way that you're going to be able to ever rent a home of your own. It's great.
The thing is, there is a charitable element, there's a social element to housing, but that is up to the government to provide, not for private companies. This is a mixed market, and we all have our place in the market. I went over to have a word with those people.
Okay, to be fair, I don't disagree with that. In a robust social democracy, which is what the UK is supposed to be, the government is supposed to be the one providing the alternatives. The government is the one who's supposed to also render housing impossible to maintain as a landlord. You know what I mean? He's not wrong. The government, if working appropriately, would create such wonderful mixed income with majority affordable housing options that, like, this guy would technically be out of a job, or potentially the only thing he could be renting out would be luxury high-rise condominiums for, like, the mega wealthy. That's what a mixed market economy would look like, except the existence of the private sector works completely against the public sector's existing at all, you know?
They shouted me down. They're entrenched in their belief. I deal with thousands of landlords through my training programs, and I know that these people do not represent the truth that is out there.
You think the truth is that renters broadly love their landlords?
Sorry?
Truth is that renters actually do love their landlords?
I don't know whether love is the right word. You know, whether people are happy in their properties, whether people believe they're getting a service, that is a different issue. Love is completely different. It's not Valentine's Day.
When I talk about housing, remind yourself, I'm just like him. That landlord that you were listening to, just on the other side of the ideological spectrum. He says it's a mixed market, but he doesn't actually want any public sector housing to be available. I say it's a mixed market, and I don't want any private housing to be available. So technically, we're both saying the same thing, which is very appealing to a broader majority, but maybe we believe in very different things. Perhaps that's something that you should also consider next time you have a fucking conversation with a normal human being And you immediately start talking about fucking murdering landlords and shit like that. Okay? What is this? My favorite clip of you talking about landlord? All the time. You are making money for someone else, okay, at your place of work. You're making money for your bosses. They give you like a smaller percentage of that back to you, whatever they've decided you are worth, okay? They give that to you so you can make money for your landlord's family. How the fuck does this make sense? Also, you can have a roof over your head so you don't fucking die, and then you can go back to work and make money for someone else, and then they take a small percentage of that and give it back to you. So you can go, again, and fucking feed your landlord. That shit sucks. Meanwhile, I talk about it all the time. My sister owns a second house for rental, and you're absolutely right that going about it is killing all landlords the right way, but it comes across as crazy to some people. Yeah, no, that's an insane thing to fucking say. It's like saying you want to kill all cops, okay? You're not going to win anyone with that. That is a psychotic fucking take. Sorry. That's an insane thing to say. I know you're probably going through a more edgy, more zesty Zoomer phase. But this is an infinitely more productive way to have that conversation the way that you want to have that conversation. Bro, none of your streams look at the same from the clips ever. That's impressive. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to cover this story. Speaking of housing, guys, there's one place that actually has been able to tame inflation. For its housing situation. I haven't really read this article yet, though, and I am a little bit cautious. Does this mean that they've been able to stop rent growth altogether? Or is it simply, curbing back rent growth? Previous shadows of their brother ended their life due to landlord treatment. Some people have stronger feelings about the subject. I understand where people are coming from with their stronger feelings. We're talking about a group of people that have a parasitic relationship with you. I already explained it. Okay? I live in Minneapolis, and my rent went from $10.15 a month to $10.35 over a year. Not quite frozen, but damn close. It's pretty good. How are you going to have zero empathy for that chatter? What the fuck kind of take is this, bro? Are you stupid? What do you want me to do? Respond and be like, no, that's right, actually. Well, because that happened, I think it's valid to be like, you should go execute your local landlord. Like, you think that's what I should say here? What is wrong with you? I am, at the end of the day, a fucking propagandist, okay? You need to understand something very important. Like, I make memes from time to time as well, like Mao and shit like that, but calm the fuck down. Stop scaring the hoes. Be normal. Stop scaring the hoes. Such a dumb privileged take. I grew up in New York City and know all about affordable public housing. Would you be okay if public housing project was zoned across the street from your house? Taxes, oil, electric, insurance increase, so mom and pop landlords should just eat it? First of all, you're an absolute fucking dumbass. I 1,000,000% would be okay with affordable public housing zoned across from my house. You want to know why? Because that's significantly better than having people who fucking masturbate on the street living across the street. Okay? Every time there is affordable housing occurring, you're eliminating more homeless people from existing because they got priced out of the market. You're just too short-term mentality brain to understand that reality. A man said mom and pop landlords. It's so dumb. It is so incredibly dumb. Felix and I had this conversation the other day when he was here. It's so stupid. Mixed income public housing. Public housing is not only for the homeless. Wait, affordable housing is not for the homeless either. It's like, hey, why? First of all, the question I have for you is, Why would you have a problem with affordable housing? First of all, I live in West Hollywood. A lot of people love to fantasize about West Hollywood being this like incredibly fucking beacon of wealth and prosperity, but I still live, without revealing too much information, but I live in a mixed income part of West Hollywood. Okay? It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous to constantly fucking cry about. So much so that I've told you, I've had conversations with people that go, "Oh my God, why do you live so in like such a public area, so close? Why don't you go fuck off somewhere else and like build a chateau or a goddamn castle somewhere far away?" Okay? The impact it has on your property value, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you mean? Do you think housing is how I make money? Do you think I believe housing and the housing value is how I should make money? Why am I alive every day then? Why don't I just invest every fucking ounce of every dollary I have into housing right now? I could become the greatest fucking TikTok landlord you've ever goddamn seen. You think I don't know how that shit works? Of course I do. I think it's despicable. God damn, people are so fucking frustrating. This, in my opinion, is not even remotely different than vice signaling, but in a more appropriate way. It's just like civility liberals vice signaling in a similar capacity to fucking conservatives when they say, wow, nice neighborhoods are in the West LA and the burbs. How does everyone think Hollywood is nice? No, there are really, really nice parts of West Hollywood, especially the Hills part. But ultimately, many parts of West Hollywood have mixed zoning. So it's not like apartments don't fucking exist, even though those apartments can be expensive. But more importantly than that, when you fucking live in a place like West Hollywood, guess what? You have the ultimate mixed income. Right, but the mixed income areas of West Hollywood are slightly different compared to mixed income living in Detroit. Certainly, centrist normie, you are right about that. Didn't you live in West LA before becoming rich? Yes, I lived in Brentwood in a rent-controlled apartment that was absolute dog shit, but I was very lucky to be able to find one with multiple roommates. I lived with 3 roommates, but it was on the right side of traffic in an apartment. Before people say Brentwood sheesh, a lot of places in LA still have apartments. Anyway, when people think you spawn in your current house, I know. So, thank you. This is also true. Increased crime and homelessness are much more damaging to your property values in the long run. Well, doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem to be the case so far. But it definitely does decrease your quality of life 100%. And that shit doesn't happen because people are bad and evil or immoral. It happens because people are poor, okay? Anyway, I used to live in a shithole apartment in Santa Monica. It was so annoying the way people would assume shit when I told them where I lived. Yeah. I live in Vienna, pay €450 a month, pretty much in the city center. Watching Americans go nuts about how horrible public housing is very weird to me. I know. Dude, those are people. It's not a fucking thing for you to use to increase property value, chatters. I know, but sometimes you got to fucking have that sociopathic conversation with people who do look at the situation like they're sociopaths. Okay? That doesn't mean that you might personally believe that. But if you got like a fucking sociopathic property developer that you're having a conversation with, you can try to make that argument from their own interests. The people saying, Zom, become an ethical landlord. It's stupid. I don't want to do that. I'm not good at that. Okay? That's too much time. This is what I'm good at. This is why I do what I do. You feel me? Anyway. Landlord topic and taxes are always a war on this chat, Lamau. Could you explain more about how the Vienna model works? Oh my God, I feel like we do this like once a month at least. In Vienna, taxes and the local government build public housing and they maintain the public housing. 65% of the housing in Vienna is government housing, public housing. every time we talk about landlords, it's understandable that you have to bring up Vienna, because every time we talk about landlords, someone is going to say, well, how could this be done, Hassan? Get out of here. Have you seen this chart about housing costs via country? Seen this chart? I live it. Fuck you mean, have I seen this chart? I live this chart every goddamn day of my life. I've been canceled due to this chart. I was thinking about that rent-to-own thing you mentioned. What would incentivize landlords to do something like that? It would never. That would not be something that you can incentivize people into doing. That is something that you could allow people to do if that was the only thing that they were allowed to do. Okay? I was not saying that that is... I wasn't saying that that is what... that's how you get landlords to do it nicely. I'm saying that that is the only thing that should be allowed by the government, which would still offer you an opportunity to, at the very least, make some money at the end of it by accumulation of capital. That's it. What the fuck is going on with housing costs in Wyoming? No one is there. What is it, Jackson Head? Is that the right term? No, there's parts of like these bumfuck places, these bumfuck states that are just not Jackson Hole, sorry. That are ski towns, ski resorts, and like rich people enclaves, basically. A lot of people will move there to avoid the city slickers, I guess, and the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of the hour every hour, and obviously they hate that, so they're like, let's go to Jackson Head, Jackson Hole. Fuck, did I say it again? Did I say it wrong? Well, whatever. Like I said, if you no longer want to see those ads, yeah, there's no ad breaks in Wyoming. All you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free, or get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. Where the fuck were we with this? What was I watching? Oh, this.
You've got a job. Your job is...
I gotta go pee. I'll be back.
Madam, with the greatest of respect, I have a job. And my job is being responsible for all my tenants. And when they email me saying the boiler isn't working, or the windows aren't opening, or there's mold, I have to respond straight away. Because if I don't, right, they're going to go next door where the landlord will have a property where it will have no mold or a boiler working. That's called capitalism. That's called competition. That works.
So you're getting a bit worked up about what's happening over here. Do you think that they've got the wrong end of the stick?
Like children to parents, they run, mummy, daddy, government, take care of me. Take care of me, government. Government's the answer. Government is not the answer.
But I suppose that they're not just saying that government's the answer. They're saying that the private landlords should themselves have compassion and shouldn't just gouge renters for everything that they're worth in the cost of living crisis.
I would personally argue that vast majority of landlords have great compassion. But
have you increased your rents during the cost of living crisis?
Of course, because we're passing on our costs in turns.
But is that compassionate?
Well, if we don't pass on our rents, if we don't pass on inflation, tax hikes, interest rates hikes, then the property will be repossessed and then no one will have a home. So we have no choice but to pass on some, not all, but some of the costs, right?
Do you mind me asking how many properties are in your portfolio?
This guy's my favorite so
London,
far.
Specifically.
This guy's my favorite so far because he said landlording is a really hard job because if I don't fucking fix the boiler, they'll just... Oh, fuck, that scared me. They'll just move next door, forehead. It's like, yeah, it's that easy, right? It's that fucking easy to just, like, move next door. No, knowing full well that it's not that easy, you fucking rarely ever fix shit. That pretty much is, like, a major issue with landlords in general, is that they don't do anything and then they paint over it, right? Last but not least, he said, oh, if I can't pay my mortgages, then nobody has the house. How about the government take the house? I mean, that's fine, you know? Okay, you couldn't pay your mortgages. Government took it. What, you think they're not going to use it? You think the government's not going to put people in it? There's people that will love to be in that house. I promise you. The idea that, like, no... Look, I'll tell you like this, okay? People always say, like, oh, well, you know, who will run the corporation without CEOs? Like, without the CEO, the corporation can exist. As a matter of fact, it exists every day. Without the workers, on the other hand, there's no value. An additional conversation could be had about the existence of landlords. If tomorrow, by a stroke of magic, no one was allowed to own a home, and that, like, landlords simply, as a job, we woke up one day and we forgot landlords ever existed, okay? Nothing, like, there would be no genuine issue in society that would be caused by that. I'm not saying they're dead, okay, chat? Get your head out of the fucking gutter. You wake up one morning and everybody forgot that landlording was a fucking job, okay? What value would have been lost from society in that situation? Actually, what value would have been lost? If anything, there would be more value. Regarding the Vienna housing example, I think you have to be a bit more careful. It says 60% of people live in public housing or subsidized dwellings, which means a big percentage of that might be built with tax money, but landlords are just going to use that to increase their bottom line. Actual public housing, meaning the city acts as a landlord, makes up 25% of all the dwellings, 200K apartments. Yeah, except it says 60% of people live in public housing or subsidized dwellings because the subsidized dwellings are also under rigorous control with how much they can charge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the idea that, like, the idea that, you know, this is just people, profiteers, banking on the government to make the housing that they sit on and then they rent out is not the same, you know? If landlords disappeared one day, the profit margins, the profit margins of the white pay companies would plummet. That is true.
Damn, this guy's good.